Okay, we'll see if this works. We'll give it a couple of seconds. Cheers, guys. Happy New Year. It's New Year's Eve here in southwestern Ontario, and I'm just messing around in the lab, going to test out the new streaming settings. With any luck, these should be significantly better than before. I've been having no end of trouble with the stream. There we go. Let me pause some ghost windows. Oh yeah, Alexa, trigger live show. Some of you guys have asked me what that is. That command through the Amazon Alexa sends all of my social media notifications out and lets everybody know that we're here. With any luck. Now, I've also done some new things. I've done some integrations. Oops. I've also closed the wrong window. Oops. Alright, I guess we don't need the live dashboard. We'll see if it works. We should let me know how the audio and the video is coming across. It should be significantly better than previous streams. Okay, let's try. Have we got an overhead? We have an overhead with. Come on. Come. Good white balance. There, it's closer now. I seldom leave things on auto white balance for exactly that reason, but I was having trouble with the white balance off camera. So what I've got is I've got a nifty little kit here, and I don't know whether we're going to assemble the whole thing. Unexpected Maker is here. Cheers, buddy. How's Sion doing today? I've never tried one of these, but it was just a cheap SMD kit that came from the wonderful land of eBay. And it looks like it has a pretty significant parts list. Quite significant. And at the end of the day, it looks like you have, what is that, 555 timer? Yep, NE555. And I don't know what the CD4017 is. Is that like a shift register kind of idea? You guys in the chat will know. Actually, Sion might know. CD4017 is clock, reset, inhibit, and ground coming in. VDD, and then the output goes to all the LEDs through current limiting resistors. Yeah, not much to it. I don't know whether we're going to assemble the whole thing. On the back side, there's all kinds of small stuff. Audio and video is good. Thanks, Sion. Sounds good. Sadly got to go. Drink his people. Cheers, buddy. Oh, good. Terrible year so far. Yeah, hopefully. Last stream setup, the audio was chopping badly. We had video, but the audio started chopping, which was a new failure mode for me, and I did find what happened was some settings changed on my streaming PC. That is way more components than what we need for this. Oh, they must give you the small stuff to do the backside of it. So you can just use this for solder practice on the backside. It doesn't look... There's vias coming through, but I don't know that those are actually used for anything. Might have to use Google Translate. We can solder a few components on and put it through the reflow. I've got a few minutes here to play, and we can grab the iron, or the microscope too. I'm gonna check something. With any luck, no, it's not working. The live chat is supposed to be parroted between our Discord server, which is linked in the description down below, through to the YouTube chat, and it kind of doesn't look like that's happening. 4017 is a decade counter. Ah, very, very cool. Thank you. Yes, that makes sense. All right, well, what do you say we throw a couple of components on the board? We can do this. We have the power. Somewhere. Oh, yeah. Is this even going to work? Ancient old MG Chemicals. 6337, so it's the good stuff. Good leaded solder paste. But this is quite old, so I'm not sure how that's going to work. But I guess we'll find out. we'll go ahead and take the plunger out. It is brand new. It was sealed in the package. It was stored refrigerated for quite some time, but then for a very long time now it's been on the shelf, not refrigerated, due to me wanting to do a video that I never got around to. So that's how you set up the plunger. A cap that only fits when you take the needle off. It's kind of nice. The MG stuff comes with the needle. That used to be a problem for me to get those, until I found that I just bulk ordered a whole bunch on eBay and solved that problem. Or something that we can use for waste. Let's see. Does anything even come out of it, or is the thing gone rock hard? Oh, it's gone very hard. I didn't think anything was coming out. Yeah, it's not great, but you know, sometimes a little bit pastier side is good. Sometimes. I think we can make that work. Let's get a different optical device so you guys can see what I'm doing a little easier. Is the chat still working? Yep, I think we're working, but my Restream relay is not working between Discord. Oh, I wonder what I gotta do to fix that. Does anybody use the Restream bot? I never have, but it sounds handy, and I was excited to give it a go. Okay, let's lug out. Let's clean off some room on the bench. What we're gonna do is, the idea is, we're gonna solder this up, and then, holy smokes, that was loud. Did that blow anybody's eardrums? That seemed a little on the loud side to me. Let me know. We got a new subscriber. Cheers, thank you. Okay. Behind me, I have the new system set up over yonder. Come on, you can do it, webcam stand. We've got the infrared IC heater for doing our reflow. We have the ultrasonic cleaner for doing our cleanup. I've got my bin of alcohol here. We're up to 48 Celsius. That should be plenty, actually. Let's go up to 55. And then we have a toaster oven for drying things out after we go through the alcohol. So ultrasonic, alcohol, toaster oven, that just removes all the flux and crud and all that kind of nastiness off the boards. It's more critical for doing repairs than it is for doing a new one. You can just take some rubbing alcohol on a new on a board like this. But heck, we've got the tools. We might as well use them. Never knew such a bot existed. Yeah, I didn't until yesterday either, until I ran across it. Restream bot. It is alive and added, and it showed up in my Discord, but it didn't seem to show up on the YouTube side yet. It's supposed to auto mod and just start doing its thing, but it maybe hasn't yet. So here's our microscope. With any luck, it should be warmed up and functional. We're not going to need a fume extractor today. Let's see. Happy New Year. Cheers. Happy New Year to you as well. This is going to be a short broadcast. It's my USB microscope. That's not the one we want. We want this guy, and he is dead because the HDMI is not plugged in. Well, that's handy dandy. Let's get that plugged in. Where did it go? I'm doing some experiments in the lab to set up for hooking my DSLR through this PC, and that way it'll actually make things a little easier for me to make videos on a week-to-week basis in theory, but we'll see. There's a USB again. Oh, we've got an HDMI microscope. Zoom right out. You guys should be able to see what I'm up to. Oh, I think that'll do. Now that's zoomed all the way out. Now I have a lot better field of vision than you guys do. I have about 40% more through the microscope itself. So it's significantly better that way for me, but this will do the job. This is the Strange Parts microscope, and the one that he got them to sell through AliExpress, and I'm quite happy with it thus far. other than the exposure of the camera is just slightly different for my eyes versus what you guys see, and there's a slight mismatch, so I'm gonna have to learn to work with it not so good on my end and just kind of live with things, and then that way the YouTube video will come across better, I'm hoping. Oh, go away, you silly pop-up windows. Alright, here we go. And we can zoom right in and obviously work with tiny component level stuff. No problem. But we don't need much for zoom level for this particular task. Well, let's see. Should we just put a few chips on and just put it through the reflow? I don't have a lot of time. We definitely are not going to be able to finish this. The cool thing about reflow is, like, obviously you want to finish the board in one fell swoop, but I find the stream might be slightly boring for you guys if we did that, and truthfully I'm going to run out of time. So we're going to get a couple of different tweezers. We've got my bent and my straight. You guys will see how crazy shaky my hands are. Unfortunately, it's just a fact of my life. But yeah, we should be in good shape. There's some components here. What is this? 103. What in the world are those for? Not for anything we need in this case. Let's start with the ICs. Let's start with the ICs. We'll drop a couple of those on the board. Enhance. Magnify. Yeah, how close do we need to go? Well, we can go just as close as anybody wants, but there is our decade counter and our 555, or our decade lattice, or decade blah blah blah. Oh, come on now. Remember to keep this stuff kind of in the center of the screen. There we go. That should be on camera. Yeah. Never boring. Very cool. Alright, well, I just want to see, well, we're going to test out a few different things. I want to see what all is going to work for us today. Let's see. Oh, that is goopy stuff. We forgot, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. First step. Come on, first step here. Dope, derp. Clean your board. Just a little bit of rubbing alcohol, 70% here. Let's clean this up, not spray myself in the eyes. And then what I'll do, although there's flux built in to our solder paste, that stuff is pretty ancient, so I think we'll give it a helping hand. I think, oh, you guys can't see that. Dirt. Sorry about that. There. Cleaned up. I thought we were cleaned up, but I might have just added more goop. Let's hit it again. A little rubbing alcohol, good enough. And then what I'll do, I think I have one of these kind of relatively useless flux pens. What I normally use is real flux syringe, but we don't need that much because we've got flux built into that paste in theory. Let's see, is this thing completely dried out? Nope. Holy crow, that is most definitely not dried out. That is very full, and it is a very cheap dispenser, so when you dispense them all the way, you will get the goo come out. I think we can do this under the microscope. Hi Eric, can't stop us seeing in the new year. Cheers Gary, good to see you. Alright, let's go. I zoomed all the way out. Let's just go ahead. Let's add a bit for the micros. What else do we want to put on while we're doing this? It'd be nice to just do the whole thing. We've got a whole bunch of resistors across there. Are they all the same value? If they're the same value, we have R48. Oh, how do I look through the camera? 48, 50, 49, C28. Oh yeah, we've got some caps in there. We got kind of a proper mess. Let's do the regulators out near the side. Q4, Q3, Q1, and Q2. They're in the corners. And let's just reflow the chips quick and test by going out to these corners, because this is going to be fun to test my reflow oven. I haven't used it in a while. I'm just looking at the sheet off camera. What are those? Where are they at? Why am I blind? There's our caps, LEDs. Oh, here they are. 80, 50, Q1. They're all the same. SOT 23s. So they should be easy to find. They should be right here somewhere. Those guys. Teeny tiny. Yeah, they should do. Cheers, guys. Everything works better with more alcohol. Yeah, it sure does. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead, grab the... What do we need? 4 of those? How many did they give us? Quite a few more than what we need by the looks of it. Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Is there any more on the list? Nope. Only the 4. SOT 23s. Let's go ahead and take those out with my incredibly dull X-Acto knife. Get the tweezers, Zach. Get the tweezers. Well, locating. Where did that one take off to? Let's use him. He didn't go too far. Let's just leave them in here and set them off camera. I'll go ahead and flux. I'm on my 3rd print. Oh yeah, that's fun. Alright, Q1, Q3. I'm going to try and remember to center this in my field of view so you guys can see it at all times. That was off camera. And I've already, yeah, there's all kinds of flux on there that we probably don't need any of, but heck, we're going to hit it. Okay, let's hit it with some paste. Let's do the center first. Oh my, that is tough stuff. We can always use a little toothpick or the X-Acto or whatever after to kind of sort this out. That should be on camera. And if I get half decent at working with this on camera, that'll be good for live streams upcoming for some repair videos and stuff. But I found the best way to do things is to just test them live. Like my settings and stuff. Oh yeah, one of the problems with flux. You know, it doesn't want to stick. Well, I can move that around after. I test my settings and stuff offline, but for like actually working through things, I'd rather just show it live here. Yeah, one of the problems. Sweet. That's about 10 times more than what we need. There we go. That's a little more reasonable. We'll sort these out after. Gob to stay there. Perfect. And Q4. Perfect. There we go. back to the middle of the screen, Eric, so people can see. 10 times more than what we need. Take a little bit of that off. So if the mask is good on this board, our placement, you don't have to be real particular with your solder paste at all, because the mask will do its job and the paste will flow right in if it's not completely garbagified from being ancient. And if I'm not putting my fingers in the bottom corner of this now, this is way too much, but that's okay. It's easy to remove. This is actually, I'm quite impressed with this microscope and how easy it is to work under. I have a history of having a bit of trouble with my eyes working under a microscope with some of them, and this one just seems to be a lot easier. Now, I know this looks like an incredibly huge amount of gobby mess on there, but if you go back out for some perspective, you'll see that it's easy to forget how small we're working here. And that is actually just tiny little bits on there. Not a whole lot at all. So Adam says, I'm just getting into SMD work and have to order a magnifier and glasses. So if you're into, well, it really depends on what you're going to do. But I highly recommend anyone getting into SMD work, go ahead and pull the trigger on this microscope. You'll find it on the Strange Parts YouTube channel. If you're not familiar with them, just Google Strange Parts. You'll find them a ridiculous amount of views on not exactly a huge amount of videos, because they're just really good. And the microscope that he bought was right out of the market in Shenzhen, and then it was so good, he was so happy with it, that he got the seller to set up an AliExpress store so that we could all buy it. Now the price did go up after that slightly, but I'm pretty sure you're still into approximately in the neighborhood of, like, it's under $400 US with HDMI camera, the Barlow lens, the LED, everything that you possibly need to have a wonderful experience. Other than it's a really small, shallow stand, so it's not the big, deep boom stand, which you can buy, but this one comes with kind of a shallow one, which works just fine for most boards. This will fit any, like a MacBook board or anything underneath it, no problem. So all about that drag solder life. Yeah, that works good. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, well, should we see? Which way? I didn't even look. Which way are these supposed to be oriented? It's got a cutout at the top. Should we place this monster first? Let's set him into place. Can I see? Oh, there we go. Can you see? Yeah, you can see. We'll just find him a little home. Something like so. Good enough. I'll set the 555 on. Oh, I left quite a bit too much solder there. That might be a problem, but yeah, that's gonna probably be, that's too much. But the cool thing is it's really easy to remove with an iron after if there's a problem. So, sometimes I'm shocked at how much it does wick up the leads and how much you can get away with. What really sucks is when you go with too little, and that's just annoying when that happens. So let's see. We got a lead damaged on this, or I got the wrong component? What's going on here? That can't be right. That can't be right. Oh, now where did you go? Come on now, get back here. Part of the fun. Yeah, there we go. That looks a little gooder. So I'll set this into the corner. Yeah, normally I would work from the inside out, but like like we mentioned, we're only going to do a few components and just run this board through. I actually have, I think, do I have 5 of these little test boards? I think I do. I think I have 5 of them. Hang on. Done. Sorry if that was off camera. How's our exposure? Pretty decent. I don't think it survived the tape cut. Yeah, I hear you. I think you're right. I think that was what happened. She clipped a lead when she got cut. That's okay. That's why they gave us an extra one. How handy, eh? Might be into my tweezers. What's everybody building this week? Anybody doing anything fun? I know tonight's kind of a big night. Anybody got any plans to go out tonight? I don't think I'm going to get too far away. Oh, that's too much solder there too, but oh well. And this one has not enough now because Eric's hand wiped it off at some point. That's okay. I knows where there's more. There, that's more a reasonable amount. Let's get one more of these out of the package. With any luck, I might be able to do a little bit of a live stream tomorrow as well. That's what I was hoping. I would love to do one of these boards from start to finish when I have some time and just sort of chill out and get some practice and get some time working under this scope. Just under the hood is just, like I said earlier, it's just, there's no substitute for just getting in there and get your hands dirty and build. Alright, well, that is one proper mess. God, it looks so bad on the camera here because of the magnification. It looks like such a mess, but really, we're talking a minuscule amount. And that's at full zoom out. If you guys want to see what it looks like zoomed right in, you can actually see, does this come across? Can you actually see the microspheres? Yep, you guys can. I don't know whether you'll see it live, but the replay should have it. You can actually see the spheres of the actual solder itself that are swimming in the flux. But yeah, pretty happy with this. All right, well, let's just run this through the reflow and see what happens. Let's just see. We're going to test everything out, and then I can catch up with you guys. Capped on tape helps a lot with SMD work. It does for certain things. It works great for a lot of things. Okay, let's spin you guys around. Set this up where you guys can hopefully have a good view. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good, we're good. I think. Yeah, maybe. Let's turn on the reflow. I showed this setup that I got everything kind of the way I want a couple weeks ago or last week. I got them just sitting on a cookie tray here because this SMD oven, it vents out the bottom. Beware if you get one of these T962s. There's a review on my channel. Beware, it gets very, very hot. So a good old little cookie tin will do the job. Cool. Let's go ahead and put our board in here and let's see if we can reflow something. We'll kind of set it in the middle of the board. I've used temp wave 1 several times, but I've used, no, stop. Temp wave select. Let's try 2. Yeah, wave 2 I think is a little closer in profile. I know you guys can't see the screen. I'm not going to be able to fix that. It is what it is. F4 is okay, and then this thing bails out into Chinese. It's just the way it is. You just have to press F4 again and then go auto execute, and we're on wave 2. And there we go. We are reflowing. Lamp is on, and we're coming up. I will... Can I make it so you can see it? Nope. We're going to need a reflow cam. Yeah, no, not gonna do. Not gonna happen. No reflow cam. You're not gonna see the screen, but that's gonna take, I think, around 7 minutes to run that cycle. So 7 minutes we've got to hang out, and I can clean up the bench and catch up with you guys. Adam said, yeah, he could see the balls. Good. Well, that shows that at least our stream is half decent, and well, the camera is definitely good on that microscope. I really love it, guys. I couldn't be happier with the purchase that I got of that. I definitely need a lot more time under the hood and just get used to it a little bit more, but overall it's perfect, and it's kind of nice that it happens to fit my workbench just fine. It's sitting at the level right here, so it's at chest level for me. So looking through, this is me looking through comfortably. It is a little bit of a lean over. You wouldn't want to spend all day like that, but I'm not spending all day like that, so it shouldn't be a problem. Are you already in 2019? No, here in Southwestern Ontario it is 4:30 or so. Oh, 4:50 p.m. Jesus, later than I thought. It's almost 5 p.m. New Year's Eve. Tech Mason's here. Cheers, Mike. How are you? Just bored. Don't care about Sylvester. Yeah. Check out the M5 stack camera. I will check that out. Ken's here too. Cheers, Ken. For the reflow. Check out the M5 stack camera for to add for the reflow oven. Yeah. Actually, that's not a horrible idea. That's I could mount a little camera here at the screen, but I don't know how much reflowing we're truly going to do. It's not something I do every day on the channel. I would like to do it a lot more, but truthfully, it's the smallest part of the whole process. It takes 7 minutes, and that process is done. So, but it would be nice because you can, on here, I can see our temperature tracking the reflow curve at every step. It logs it every, I think, 20 or 30 seconds and puts another X on the screen, and it tracks. This is stock firmware on this 962. There is an aftermarket firmware, but this stock firmware has worked just awesome for me. I've had no problems. So I'm tempted to just stay with this, but we'll see. Did you miss a transit? Oh yeah, I missed lots of stuff. We didn't put half of the stuff on the board. We only put 4 trannies and the 555 and the decade counter thingamabob. The 40, what was it, 4017? Yeah, that's all we put on there. 1050 in Austria. Oh, it's almost time for you. You can do an NDI camera from your salt. Okay. Yes, we could. We could do that right now because Eric's dumb, but he doesn't have a tripod. But Eric can do NDI cam for you right now if you want to see. That would be, thank you, other Lone Star. This is helpful to have another streamer in the mix. All right, there we go. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Now it's going to be shaky, and I apologize because I'm not on a tripod, but there is what our screen looks like. Thank you, the other Lone Star. Got the tools, I just forget to use them. So all I have to do is rig up a little quickie tripod, and then I can just set my phone in here. So like the other Lone Star mentioned, this is NDI cam, which goes right into OBS. And it has some latency problems even on my network. You can see it freeze there when it stops shaking. It is what it is, but for this job, if it was on a tripod, it would be just fine. You wouldn't even notice the shakiness because there wouldn't be any. There we go. We'll stabilize against it. Does someone here try the G600? Not me. Turn off audio from the NDI. Oh, is the audio on? Sorry about that. My bad. Thank you. Forgot that. There we go. So we're nearly halfway there. And we're climbing up the mountain just fine on wave 2. We're up to 160C thereabouts on the profile. 3:14 elapsed. Yeah, 168C. And climbing, we'll do the last of the peak of the mountain, and then it'll go into a relatively rapid cool down mode. Not too rapid, because you'll end up with cracked joints and all kinds of problems, but yeah, we're getting there. We're coming up. And this sucks, holding a phone like this, but I think I shall make a mount. I shall 3D print a mount. I already have the tripods. I just have to bring the tripod in, and we should be good. Yeah, there you go. I'll just leave that running. We'll go back to overhead, and then you can see me, and I can catch up on the chat. 2 mics have an echo. Yeah, thanks. Sorry about that. Should be all better now. Just got a slight echo. What? Oh, was that from before? That could be. Sorry, my bad. I know the NDI cam audio was on, and that's a problem. Yeah, here, I'll just turn audio off on this, and then it should be off. But oh yeah, here we go. Now we can show you we're on a good heat cycle, and that's what the inside of our oven looks like. And that, I think, can I balance my phone there? Oh, I can. It's not perfect, but it'll do. There. If I don't touch it, I shield the light. There you go. Now you can see the infrared elements coming on and off as we're pretty much just hitting the peak of our cycle, so it's probably going to stay off now. Yeah, just my luck. Good timing, Eric. Derp. Good timing. Good timing. All good now. Thanks, Ken. Sorry. Yeah, my bad. That was good that you guys caught that. Spot on your name over there. Oh yeah, the other Lone Star. What doing for New Year's? There'll be a party just down the street from you. I've been a little under the weather, Mike. I'll be honest. I've been down for the count today, so I don't think I'm going to be going out. But I'm feeling a lot better now, but I don't have a lot of plans. I think we're gonna have a quiet night at home, the wife and I. I'm not sure, but we're coming down. We're at 192, cooling off, and we're getting there. Yeah, it'd be nice to go do some stuff for New Year's, but I'm not a crazy New Year's person anymore either. When I was younger, yeah, but now I can drink much cheaper beer at home. And the fan should come on here, and it just did. You should be able to maybe even pick that up in my mic, because it's blowing me right in the face. And it will cycle the fan on and off. Probably shouldn't be sitting right here because I'm getting nice flux fumes. It would be nifty. I got my... Yeah, let's see. Can we see in here? Can we see if we were successful on our board? Well, the chips aren't standing straight up, so I'd say that was a success thus far. We'll see how they're soldered and what we have to do to repair, but... Yeah, they're at least flat on the board. Yay us. Good deal. Thumbs up for cheap beer. I'm a big fan of cheap beer. And actually, here's some kind of cheap, it's garbage beer. I'll admit it. I know so. It's not a craft beer or anything, but it'll do the job. What do we got? A couple minutes. Down to 123C, commanded 111. This is where the reflow kind of... Some people modified these to be slightly better because it's hard for the fan to cool this, so people said. And I'm not finding that at all. I'm finding the fan actually tracks the reflow curve just fine on my unit. Other people complained about it, that it couldn't cool fast enough, blah, blah, blah. Now, I had mine apart and redid took all the masking tape out of it and replaced it with Kapton. You can see that in my video. I'm wondering whether maybe Maybe I removed some blockages or something that other people have. I don't know, but I'm not seeing the issue. We're tracking awfully good. We're steady within 10C and often less than 10C. So that's not so bad. I think we can live with that. I don't know. You guys tell me. What kind of beer? Yeah. Garbage beer, but I like it. Oh. There we go. Just plain old Coors, nothing to it. So I did test out this on the previous stream, my warming oven, that should work just, well, we're gonna find out. We'll put this thing under the microscope, see what it looks like. Beep, beep, beep. The only thing I hate is this thing won't stop beeping unless you interact with it. And there's a timer that takes, you've gotta let it time out for like 10 seconds. It's screaming at you. Okie dokie. Mill Street. Oh, I had a Mill Street upstairs and I drank it. And I drank it. What's the temperature like? Not too bad. Oh, that's fugly. Did I knock that transistor off before we went in the oven, guys? Because there is one missing. Did I knock that off? Is that what you were talking about in chat? That I forgot one? I might have knocked it off. Doesn't matter. This is why we're doing this. Alright. So, under the C920, whatever. Under this, you're going to see this looks like crud. I definitely need to do something with that solder. That solder is not bueno. Yeah, that's no bueno. None of those joints. Well, one. So I wonder whether the other reflow curve would just be that much better. But like, this is no problem to fix, but that one at a tiny bit more and it would be fine, but it's pretty much craptacular. So, oh, I forgot to turn the damn iron on. Dope. I knew I'd need it too. So what we can do is we can just touch these up. Yeah, that's bad. That is no bueno. That's stuck. So we'll just drag our iron across there and we'll fix those up. This is the one that's missing. I wonder whether I knocked it off. This is the thing with streaming. Look at this. Oh, that's wonderful. Hey, that. I wonder whether it reacted to that shitty flux pen too. It might have, but I'm guessing. Yeah, I don't think it's the it's not the reflow curve. But that's okay. This is easy stuff. It's just, you shouldn't have to fix this stuff. We shouldn't have to go over everything. This is no bueno. And look at the, like, I'm wondering whether it is the flux. Because see these solder balls that migrated so far away? I wonder whether it is that flux pen. Maybe I should have just stayed away from it with that MG Chemicals. Because truthfully, you shouldn't need it. Like I mentioned, I just used it because we have ancient solder paste. Now I wonder whether that caused a bit of trouble, but with how we flowed, this could have just been my placement, and that's what I expect on these ICs. I expect stuff like that kind of result sometimes, especially with shitty paste. It's no problem to fix. It's no problem. I think you only did 3. Yeah, I did do the 4, but I must have knocked it back up. Oh, maybe I didn't. You guys would know best. All right, no big deal. Doesn't matter. That's kind of the whole point. We're just playing. Okay. Drinking beer, micro soldering, what a way to close out 2018. I agree, Kurt. Lost on screen chat. I don't know how your chat would work. It's find it easier to solder by hand for the small jobs. Sad, not sad. Gotcha. Okay. Let's get rid of the crap we don't need. Let's fix this up. Ooh. That is not the tip I want. When you turn... fuck it. Tip's 10 times bigger than what I need for this job, but that is the iron that is now warm. So I can show you guys a trick that I use here. That's fine. There's some solder that's way bigger than what I need to, because, well, if we're in the process of using the wrong things, let's do it wrong all the way through. Alright. Nope, not that camera, Eric. No, not that button, Eric. Come on now. Smarten up. Okay. Go ahead and clean our ridiculously big tip, which is fine. So this one hasn't been on the station in quite some time. And then what we'll do is, let's go back to the HDMI. Let's go, totally don't need to do this, but it does make life a lot easier. Because we're just going to touch all these up. I don't know, I think that other flux just made a frickin' mess is what it did. But that's okay. We've got the right amount of solder now. The way wrong tip, but it will work just fine. Let's see if I can get my eyes on the lens here. And we will just touch these up. Mucho better. And see how that flux just makes everything just flow that much easier? Everybody is always so shy about using flux. And they see it gob on and they give Lewis Rossman a hard time. But look at that result. Now, it's not perfect, but damn, that'll do the job. Just make sure you guys can see what I can see. Yeah, it's better from bigger zoom. Go ahead. Get that out of there. Well, let's touch up these other ones too. I don't think I'll... Well, actually, here, let's try the difference. With and without flux. This is just solder. This is just 60/40. And see how that wants to bugger around? Now, mind you, there was a lot on the tip. But this is the difference that you'll see. It's messy, and like I said, everybody makes fun of it. But it makes, this is why for SMD work, it just makes it so much easier. And that's the beauty of the ultrasonic after it cleans up. Let's try not to burn my fingers. There we go. Give her a spin. There we go. See that? Flows right in there. Just tickety-boo. Just like we wanted it to. Hopefully that was on camera. Oh, that looks like I'm probably off camera. There we go. That should be better. There you go. Is that on camera? Yeah, I think so. One more. There. Tickety-boo. Just like we wanted it to be. Good joints. See how that flux just made a mess and goes and flows everywhere, but it's a good mess. Everything's all nice and goopy. Now what we can do is, if you want, if you don't have an ultrasonic or whatever, you just take your nifty little alcohol spray, or I love these alcohol pumps, and you can just take a Q-tip and clean everything up. But I'll demo that. Why not? And then we'll go to the ultrasonic and let it do the majority of the work for us. But just go ahead and clean things up, make them all nice and spiff, dry it out. That coming across? Oh yeah. Them be good joints. Alright. That's enough playing with that. Let's go throw it in the expensive machine that we have for this purpose. It's not even that expensive. Ultrasonic is at 53 degrees Celsius. Move this bucket of alcohol away from all our heat sources. Away! And I know you can't see that very well. I know this is a little loud on camera. I apologize. There you go. Let me just let that run for a minute. The bigger the gob, the better the job. Another Lewis watcher. That's good. And you won't yell at me for making a big mess with flux like a lot of the other people do on my videos. It works. Alright, SMD. Oh yeah, the autocorrect got ya. Okay, catch up on the chat real quick. Ken said you could use the flux to clean and wipe it before you put the solder down. Yep, sure could, kinda. I'm very glad you're streaming your soldering reflow techniques and blunders as they happen. Kits are awesome. I'm glad you're happy, Ray, because that's, I don't know, it's good to show how things truly are sometimes, mistakes and all, and I make them all the time. The beauty of soldering and electronics is you can fix them. It's not hard to fix things. Like, you saw how that board came out of the reflow looking like, that's bad, like completely unusable out of the reflow. Could be the solder, could be my application, could have been that crappy flux pen. Doesn't matter in the end. Couple of minutes, way longer because I'm streaming. 2 minutes, hit it with some flux, hit it with the iron, brand new, happy as could be. And if we just would have followed through with a little bit more alcohol, that board's ready to put into service. You don't have to ultrasonic the thing. I have the tool, so why not, right? Rossman treatment. Absolutely. I should be dropping off my truck remote to throw in that ultrasonic. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, Mike. Yeah, we can do that whenever. Okay, I'd say that's plenty long enough in the ultrasonic, I would say. Now, the problem with having your ultrasonic cleaner way up high like this is it's tough to retrieve the parts. It's not so bueno. But there we go. That isn't enough time on that. It hardly put a dent in it. Now, I just have distilled water in here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean this up manually. I will just go to, let's do it under the microscope because you guys can see best under there. That didn't even, it started to put a dent in it, but the temp is so low on that tank. I usually run it quite a bit higher, but it's going to take way too long to get there, so forget it. Where did I put my alcohol? Yo, alcohol. Eric, where did you put it? Ah, here it is. Dirt. I'll just go ahead and clean it up with that. That flux is actually quite ancient too. So as flux ages, it does get quite a bit more goopy. It becomes more resilient, but the problem is definitely not that. I just need the tank a bit warmer, and it should have some cleaning solution. You guys, anybody watching this know where to purchase cheaper cleaning solution for ultrasonic cleaners? The price they want for that stuff is exorbitant. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. I can't believe what they're charging for that stuff. So for me, there's just deionized water in there for now. Because, well, I run this channel on a budget, and that's the way it is. That's the way it has to be. So we don't have to go through the toaster oven. Darn it. I wanted to use that. I wanted to put this through the alcohol and put it through the toaster oven. But we don't need to. Man, that flux is sticky. Holy smokes. Yeah. That would be best to put in the ultrasonic and let it go. Get the stickiness off, but it's completely serviceable. Let's take a look. See how we did. Let's take a look. How'd we do? What do you think, guys? You think that'll do the job? Methinks that will do the job. Let's see, can I get a better angle? Yeah, that's a little better angle. Get the angle just right so you guys can hopefully see the reflection just the way. All the way. It's tough to get it so the light's just right for you guys on the camera, but I think that's pretty good. Yeah, there you go. And look at one of these. Not so bueno out there. Definitely too much on it, but totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. It'll work. That one. This one. How'd we do? Yeah, not bad. Not great. Actually, there's some solder balls under there. There's just no bueno. You gotta watch out for those guys. I would take those off of my iron. Yeah, no bueno. But better now. There we go. That'll do. Cool, guys. What do you think? I think we did alright. I think that'll work alright. Definitely some failures along the way, but yeah, minor stuff. Not a big deal. How expensive is the ultrasonic? I actually don't remember what I paid for that exactly. There's an unboxing on my channel, a mailbag. I think it should be in the title because it's a big ticket item. Go back there and there'll be a link in the description. Actually, it's in my recommended stuff. Duh. If you go to my Discord on the main welcome page, or actually that's the easiest place, you can see all my recommended stuff. There might be a link to my recommended stuff in the bottom of this video on all my videos too. There definitely is to my Amazon store. It's in there, and that's where the current prices will be. It's not really expensive at all. So yeah, totally reasonable. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna call it for today. I think we got what I wanted to play with and got to test some things and make some stuff. And yeah, for scale, that's the size of the components we're working on. It's easy to forget when you're working under the microscope. That's not real tiny stuff. When we get down into the 0402, it's definitely a lot smaller. But yeah, that'll do the job. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it at that. Leave a thumbs up on this if you like these live streams, if you like what I'm doing here on the channel. Support me on Patreon if you have it within your means. I truly value you guys. It lets me get the parts that I need to make these videos. Cheers, guys. Have a happy new year. Drive safe tonight. Get a sober driver. Don't drive. Have a good one, guys. Cheers.